Every B2B company is losing orders every single day. Not because of price or because of product, but because of delay. Whether that's too slow opening some kind of urgent email, too slow putting a quote together, or too slow just getting back to a customer. Email is wild. Your team is drowning in complaints, is drowning in customer chaser emails, in drowning in all the admin that never seems to clear. So imagine taking that pressure off your team while every single RFQ that hits your inbox is handled instantly. It's acknowledged without anyone getting involved, quoted, and then logged straight into CRM without a single person having to lift a finger or click a button. And what's best is it can do this in seconds. And in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it too. How to blow your customers away with instant speed, instant quotes and instant responses, and while leaving your competitors, well, furious that they can never ever beat you to any of the RFQs that your customers send out. Because here's the part that no one ever says out loud. This has nothing to do with working people harder or even hiring more people to do more work. At this moment in time, everyone in your space has roughly the same setup, the same tools, roughly the same software, and exactly the same bottlenecks until now. Email is quite literally the brainstem of every B2B business. RFQs come in, customer questions arrive through emails, communication goes out back to them through email. All the answers around stock and pricing and availability and specs, order updates, all live in systems and spreadsheets. So we have our communication on one side and the place where the answers to those questions are on the other. And us as humans bridge that gap all day long, every single day. So yes, you can hire more people, more bridges to bridge that gap. But all that does is adds more humans to the same manual process. More humans that can only read one email at one time, find one bit of information at one time, raise and populate one quote or CRM at, you guessed it, one time. Meanwhile, the system that I'm about to show you here can watch for that RFQ and read it the instant it arrives. It can check the stock, pull the data, write a clear email reply back to the customer, build out the quote in the PDF format you, your salesperson and your system would, and then also update the CRM, notify the salesperson and send it all back to the customer. All before the average human has even realised a customer has sent them that same RFQ or inquiry. There haven't been many moments since computers were introduced that generally changed the way that operators run, how a business can run day to day. But this exact system, this principle, connecting your inbox with a system that bridges the gap between communication and where the data lives, is exactly that. Letting a system, and most importantly, your own agent built for your company, handle the reading, the thinking, and the admin. This is one of those moments that we move from manual folders to online Google Drives. Quotes go out so fast that nobody, absolutely nobody in your space, no competitor, no matter how many people they have and how efficient this software is, can compete with this speed of response and quotation. So without further ado, let me show you exactly how the whole system works, because I know you will benefit from this. Welcome to N8M, and this is the platform that our system is hosted on and lives within. Think of it a little bit like your software system whereby it does things for you, but instead we build our tools, our Outlook, our pieces of AI, our data, where our system lives, all together to work for us. Let me run you over it ever so quickly. So we have an email that comes in, an RFQ email, lands in our inbox. This little, what's called a node here, watches for it 24/7 constantly. We'll never miss an email. Every email that comes in comes through to this piece of AI, which is using human logic the exact same way we would think. Does this email have a PDF with an RFQ on? Is this asking for something in terms of, have you got stock of this? Can I buy this? Can you quote on this? All those types of things. Exactly the same as we would think as human beings. If yes, it moves through to the RFQ flow. If not, then we just ignore it and leave it, and it's just an email that we can come to in our own time. It does nothing within our own emails. And then these other pieces of AI are super simple. This is the bit whereby a human being would take the details off the email, off the PDF document, whatever it may be, and check them within our system. You know, have we got stock of this? How much have we got? Can we fulfill this requirement? This is what this is doing. This is the AI that's powering it, and most importantly, this little button here is what's called a table, and this is like a live database. Every software package you use, a CRM, an ERP, an MRP system, whereby it's pulling live data, sits on a database, and this is just our database. And we can connect any ERP system to a database like this. Doesn't matter what you do, as long as you have data, we can use this to access it. And then really simple. By now we have all the information that we need, the same as what a human would do. and we write an email. So instead of us writing it, our humanized AI prompt system does it for us. It builds out a quote, and this is the magic. This is the fantastic bit. We build a PDF out, so there's no need to go into a quote builder, a PDF builder. It does it for us. It attaches it then to an email that we wrote here and sends it directly back to the customer. And then 2 more extra steps. This updates our CRM, and for the sake of today, I've just used this database, but we could connect this to whatever you use to log that we've quoted, and we're waiting for a response. So no human is clicking and pasting and duplicating information like I know we all do when we're responding to RFQs. And then finally, use Slack. Now, if you don't know what Slack is a really rising and popular workplace messaging application, very much like Zoom and Skype used to be. This will develop a message for us and send it to the salesperson who's responsible for this account. So they know that something's been quoted and added to the CRM no matter where they are. So they haven't got to be attached to their desk and their email, and they know the moment they pick up the phone if they have the notifications on. This is my personal email that I've got all this connected to. So anytime an email lands in my inbox, this flow will capture it. So I've just mapped this email together quickly. Hi Joseph, have you got stock of 10 TRCs 1010? It's a tractor part for the sake of today. Urgently looking for stock. Now just quickly before we start this flow and send it, what I'm going to show you here is the database of all of our live stock, where everything is, that we can build that keeps us up to date on one sort of source of truth for all our information around our parts, our pricing, and then all those kinds of things. Now we can build this out to do whatever you want. We can apply rules and logic that allow us to add margin to parts, or we can just use, say, catalog pricing, pre-agreed pricing. We can even quote based on customers for certain pricing thoughts. This can do anything you do right now. We can put the logic into it. So there's that. That's where it's going to pull from to check stock. Without further ado, I'm going to send this email very quickly, and that now is coming through myself. But I'm going to start this workflow because I just got to manually start it for the sake of the demo. And we're going to click this here, and it's moving through. So it's already seen the email the moment I clicked it. So think about that. The email, the moment the email lands, is exactly the same as me clicking it and this starting. That's how reactive this system is. It's checking stock for us now. So it's gone into our database to see if the stock is there. It's moving through now. It knows what it's got. It knows the cost, the price, and everything it needs to build a quote. And at this point here, it's building an email that goes back to the customer. And we're going to flow across through here to each stage. And it's very, very quick in what it does. And this now is updating the CRM, which I'll show you in a second. Here, you can see this cog moving. We're building the PDF quote, and it's sending it. And now it's gone in 30 seconds, 40 seconds. I know the title says 59, but it's quicker than that. If I jump back into my email, what we should have there now is a quote. We should have a Slack message to the salesperson, and we should also, in our CRM, which I'll show you in just 1 second, an update of the quote that we've just built. So we haven't got to do anything. Let's have a look at the email. Hi Tom, thank you for the inquiry. Your detailed quote is attached to this email as a PDF for easy reference. In stock at our EU depot so you can tell where it is, ready to ship, delivery in around 2 days, obviously because it's in the EU, it's going to take maybe a little bit longer, damn Brexit. They are available now so we can get them quickly if you'd like to proceed. If you have any questions about the quote or lead times, just reply here, happy to help. So that we can email and create natural sounding emails exactly like we would reply as sales reps. We can go so far into building it exactly the same as your team would build. Just closing that gap of reactivity for your customers. And here we have the Slack message. So this would come through to your phone. This can be any sort of messenger app, but I like using the direct messenger, the same as most companies do, because it normally cuts through the noise of email a little bit faster because it receives to our device. And here we go. Hey Joseph, quote sent to Tom for the TRC 1010 stock check. Subjects quote TRC 1010, and it's chilling in your sent items. I've done the heavy lifting. Now you get the glory. So we've responded. The customer thinks we're awesome for responding so quickly and solving their problem to get this unit. I got 2 more things to show you. I'm going to jump straight back into emails just 1 second to show you how it have automated the quote response as well. So if we have a quick look here and open this up, this is now given us this beautiful PDF quote of the exact parts that we needed. It's a piston kit for a tractor model 877, and it's provided a full quote without us having to lift a finger, remember. And this obviously can be branded and formatted to however your company uses the quoting formats, the quotes, etc., whatever you could possibly want. One last final bit of this bit of automation is the update the CRM. We know that takes a little bit of time, retyping information, double entry of data. And what we're going to see here is fantastic. The CRM is updated for us. So here we have the quote ID, the contact name, the quote value. And what this has done here, just for the sake of this demo, is pulled all the details through. And in the A table, you can run little bits of AI just to summarize stuff for us. So what we can do, we can click run agent, and that now is going to give us all the details of all the quote, summarizing something really specific and simple that we can just scan read and not have to kind of go through all the columns and the boring way of looking at data, and that is that system. And as promised at the start of the video, there is your system that handles every RFQ without any of your team's involvement, cutting all that time back. Quotes to the customer, updates the CRM, sends that quote PDF over and a lovely email to them in, I think, more like 30 or 40 seconds. So I do apologise for the lie in the title. It's faster than 59 seconds. So there we have it. It's not often in the world that we live in now that we can actually deliver faster than we promised, giving Amazon Prime a run for their money. Move aside Jeff Bezos with systems like these. If you're interested in understanding how this can fit into your business, then please drop a comment below and we can have a conversation not only about this system but any other sort of systems, and being able to uncover the opportunities that building things like this can unlock for your business. Most importantly, the problems it can solve and essentially the value that it can create. Now, this is just one small example that has, as you can appreciate, insane benefit not only to your customers but to freeing all those hours and time up for your team. So please do drop a comment if you want a little bit more information on how this can work for you, and if you want this exact same system, because I'm happy to have a chat with you and send something over. But most importantly, thank you very much for watching the video, and have an awesome day ahead.